Hello there, my name is Japheth Mast, and welcome to the Make Life Awesome podcast. I'm the Ex-Amish photographer with the funny name and the crazy hair, but trust me, there's a whole lot more to me than just that. In this podcast, I really hope to show you my heart more than what's in my head, because that's where all the really beautiful stuff is. I'm so glad you're here. Let's jump in to learning together what it looks like to make life awesome. Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. I believe this is episode 15. So, glad you're along for the journey. It's going to be a fun episode today, I believe. And this is also being live streamed to Facebook as I record this. So if you watched that and you're watching here again, thank you. But today's topic is on kind of being great from the inside out. I'm going to dive into that. I have a few notes here. But yeah, it'll be a fun conversation. So let us begin. I want to start off with talking about kind of this thread that I've been on. That's been a really major part of my process for the past, I would say, 4 to 5 years or so. Kind of starting towards the end of high school and still working on it. And it's fun. It's this thing about beliefs and knowing that what's on the inside will always manifest itself externally, will always come out on the outside. And this like truth of whatever I believe will become an action, will become my life, will become what I do, what I am. So knowing that if I want to make a change in my life, it has to start from the inside. It has to start with my beliefs, my thought patterns, what's in my heart. Because I can manipulate my externals and kind of feel like I made a change in my life. But if it's not coming from a true place in my heart, then it won't actually be sustainable. You can do that for short periods of time, I think, but it's never sustainable. It's never a lifestyle. So it has to come from the inside. Like if I want to make a habit of going to the gym consistently, I can like be excited about that for a month or two and really hit it hard. But if that's not a truth in my heart, if that's not something that it's really built into me, my beliefs, then it won't last. It'll fizzle out, and I'll be paying for a gym membership that I never use. That's just kind of an example. But the world needs you and I to be great, to not shrink back, to not run from greatness, from influence. Because I kind of have this belief that like today is the day where I have the least amount of influence, because for every day here on out, that influence is going to continue to grow. That's kind of something I've taken on as my own. But I was talking with a mentor of mine just yesterday, actually. He was talking about trusting my heart and trusting myself, trusting what's inside of me. And actually, because I'm very logical, and so I can tend to think myself out of doing a lot of things. I kind of logic myself out of actions that would benefit me, that would be good for me. And so this is hard for me, this thing of trusting my heart, because I am at a place where I've done there's been a lot of transformation inside of me. I've done a lot of work in my heart, and my heart is pure. It is good. And I'm always in a continual process of transformation. and kind of weeding out more subtle things. And I don't think that's going to end. But I'm in a place where my heart is good, and it is pure, and it's in a good spot. And so right now I'm learning how to trust that, and to let what's inside of me externalize, to let what's inside of me manifest and come out. And so my mentor actually encouraged me to be a little bit impulsive, which can be dangerous advice, of course. But for me, it's really good. It's what I need to hear. And I think some of you might need to hear it as well, to be a little bit impulsive, to trust your instinct, trust your gut, trust your heart, trust those little inclinations, those little desires inside of you that you might have a tendency to judge and to shut down. And it can be as simple as, say, I want to say a joke. I'm in a group of friends. I want to say a joke, but before I say it, I kind of think myself out of it. I think through it. I think, oh, this is what, if I say this, people could think this, people could think that. People could respond to me in a negative way, and then I'll just not say it. But in this process, learning that, oh, I can actually say that, and I can be okay if people don't take it the right way. And if I do make a mess with something I say that I do on this journey, because I'm in healthy community, because I'm living in the light, so to speak, I don't have any secrets, I can trust that my friends will confront me or give me feedback if I do make a mess, if I do hurt someone, if I do say something stupid or do something dumb. My friends will give me feedback, and we can work that out. I can grow and get healthier, and that's really important. And so that brings me to another thing, a topic of punishment. So there's these like two sides. On the punishment side, and I'm gonna try to verbally process this. Punishment side is everything is good or evil, wrong or right, black and white. And then there's this other side of I'm not sure how to verbalize it yet, so bear with me. But it's the thing of, when I get feedback on something I do or say, and it's a critique, I don't have to interpret people's response to me as I did something right or I did something wrong. That's in the realm of like punishment and fear and living based off of people's opinions of me. And when I switch to I'm learning how to switch to the other side of, okay, people's response to me doesn't actually doesn't have to change how I feel about myself. It doesn't have to have so much weight on it. And I don't have to live in this constant, like this undertone of fear or anxiety of what will these people think of me. I'm not even sure why I'm talking about this. It's not something I've come to a conclusion on or found this radical, life-changing thing. It's just kind of something I'm processing with you right now. So thanks for bearing with me. And it's a really beautiful thing, I believe, and I hope it helps you in some way, shape, or form. But I'm realizing that this belief is not helpful. This belief it's actually this self-judgment that I put on myself. If you're into the Enneagram, I'm a 3 on the Enneagram, a 3 wing 4. 3 is the achiever. They're very task-driven, goal-oriented, visionary, and so it can be easy to derive my worth, my value from what I do. And this kind of flips that on its head. It flips that upside down to where I'm not basing my worth on what I do, but it's inside. So it's this whole thing of changing the inside of me inside first, and not trying to look to the outside world so much for affirmation, but finding that love inside of me. And some of this is actually stuff I'm saying for the first time or thinking for the first time. But it's... yeah, I hope that makes sense. Gosh, I'm going to drink some coffee. Gosh, I love coffee. But yeah, it's really... part of this whole thing about valuing me, loving me, taking care of me, not in a selfish way, but just in a way that honors who I am, because who I am is innately beautiful and valuable and lovable. And if I don't believe that for myself, I'm going to project that onto the world outside of me, and people can interpret that wrongly. I don't know if that makes sense. That might not be right, but whatever. I'm recording this live, so I can't edit this. And actually pretty vulnerable. So you're welcome, Facebook. Yeah, I'm kind of bringing this full circle, circling back. Really want to encourage you, and I'm talking to myself here, that the world needs your voice. The world needs your truth. They need your story to be told. So tell your story. And if there's something that's blocking you from telling your story boldly, with no shame, then do whatever it takes to go after that and to become free from that shame. You know, I see a counselor, go to a therapist, but really, you know, this isn't rehearsal. This life isn't rehearsal. We only get one shot. So just kind of let the gravity of that sink in. With that in mind, I'm like, I don't want to waste anything. I don't want to waste any of my time here on this earth. And everyone's got something from their past, some trauma from their childhood, some wounds that we need to find healing from. And there's this whole thing of going inside. And I know that sounds really scary for some of you, the idea of going into your pain and going into your past and going inside, because that's where there's all this pain and confusion and hurt. But really, it's not forever. You won't live in that space forever. It's not all digging in the trenches. It's not all being down in the dirt. Some of it is, and some of it will be painful. But that's okay, because in order for me and you to be super great and to change the world around us, through us, it's going to require finding some healing inside. Because as we become healthy inside, that will manifest in our external world. It will manifest in our finances, in our relationships, in our work, in our just everything, in our families, in our careers. It will manifest. So I keep hitting this over and over, I know, but it's okay to be awesome. if you needed to hear that, if you needed to have permission, just know that it's okay to be awesome. And people's responses to your awesomeness might not always be positive, but that doesn't determine your worth. It doesn't determine your value. People's voices in your life aren't the end all be all, you know? That doesn't come from the externals. That's inside of you. And I know there's some really beautiful things inside of you. Like I say in the intro to the podcast, looking into the heart that's where all the beautiful stuff is. And I really believe that. And beautiful people on the outside, when I say beautiful, I'm not necessarily talking about having a beautiful appearance, but just everything they touch becomes beautiful. The friendships are beautiful. What they create is beautiful. The way they talk is beautiful. But know that those people have done a lot of work to get to that place, and they've done a lot of work on the inside, and what's inside leaks out and becomes a new reality. It becomes manifest on the outside of them. So yeah, trust your heart. Don't shut your heart down. I did that for years. I still do it. Every now and then, maybe more than I care to admit. And we're all in this together. There's no shame. There's no comparison. Comparison just kills. Comparison kills. Just be yourself. Just be yourself. And that if that's scary, give yourself homework. Just little steps, little baby steps. To what are some risks you can take in that area to become comfortable with being yourself? How can you explore what being yourself actually looks like? Because I know for a lot of my life, I didn't actually know what I liked, what I wanted. And I'm slowly figuring that out bit by bit. Just be curious. Watch movies. Watch movies that pique your interest. Check them out. Go exploring. Go exploring with friends. And be willing to speak your heart. Speak what's inside of your heart. Don't judge what's inside of your heart. Because like I was saying before, if you're in healthy relationships and a healthy community, that will be exposed. So be okay with letting what's inside out, even if you're not sure if it's good or healthy. If you let it out in context of healthy community, that will be exposed, and you can work through that in the context of community. So that's advice that I've been giving myself, that other people have been giving myself, to really let the beautiful stuff inside out and trust that it's going to be good. Trust that it'll be helpful to the world around you, but more so it'll be helpful for yourself to develop more trust with yourself. So yeah, if you're listening to this on the podcast right now, take a screenshot, share it to Instagram and Facebook, tag me, let me know how you've been enjoying it. I would love a review on iTunes, or on Apple Podcasts, or wherever you're listening to this. It's really helpful. And let me know if this was helpful, if this inspired or encouraged you in any way. Also, let me know what you'd like to hear me talk about, or who you'd like me to interview as well. I'm always looking for amazing guests that I can just have fun conversations with and talk about their lives, talk about how they got to where they are, or how they did this super awesome thing. Let me know, just message me. Would love to hear from you. It really makes my day when I get messages or emails from people that are listening to me, or listening to what I'm saying, or reading what I'm writing. It really makes my day. So, would love to hear from you. I'm out. Have a beautifully wonderful week. And I believe that your life is about to be changed for the better. It's about to be radically transformed. You're about to go on this amazing journey of coming out of the cocoon and growing your wings and taking off and turning into a beautiful butterfly. Because even though when you're in a cocoon, it's not a very pretty picture. You don't look successful. You don't look beautiful on the outside. But what's on the inside is what matters. And once your beautiful inside can externalize and you come out of that cocoon, you're going to discover that you've been beautiful all along. So, love you guys. Peace.
Thanks for listening to the podcast today. I would love if you would leave me a review on Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcasting platform, as it really does help the show out. You can find me on Instagram at Japheth Mast, that's spelled JAPHETHMAST, or my website, japhethmast.com. Have an amazing week, and don't forget, make life awesome.